Hello, this is Jer playing the Prehistoric DLC, trying to get Life Found Away achievement on hard mode on Relica. Ugh. And, speaking of ugh, last time, which I don't even want to talk about, but we kind of have to because I need to explain what I'm just about to do, we had two critical problems. One, we ran out of food as soon as this asteroid slammed in on our obsidian wall. Everything was nearly perfect except for single tile. Single tile failed to be obsidian. That was this guy right here, which is currently made out of shale. So starting off with just very little time to go. Let's take that out. We will put in obsidian tile right there as a replacement. That's going to be the high priority task. And the other thing, since we are out of food, we're making a micro musher, and I've got a plan to get out and dig some buried objects, and I'm hoping we can get as far as at least around here. So I might take my time up here and use that to get a little bit of food so we can survive. But I've got to get to at least here. Otherwise, our base is going to melt. Okay, so the other thing is I've got this area here. I've got to connect as well. It's just happened to be where I was at cycle 10. So we've got this being replaced. Tiling installed up here. Awesome. Constructions needed there. Let's take this out and put in some shale right here and here. And looks like we need some right here. And a piece right there. We've got some awkward pieces up here to work with. Just small little sections we can manage. And we should start on our vacuum. So I'm hoping this is going to be a much prettier picture once I'm done. Once this asteroid falls in on this this asteroid we're currently trying to make home. Hold on. What do I got? I don't need that, do I? This is supposed to be right here. Oh, and that's needed as well. So we need to do that first. Pop that. Take that out. Okay. Going well. This area here is extremely... And we've got some granites that limits who can do what. And I think at this point, I'm going to, instead of focusing on who can do something the best, we'll focus a little bit more on who will be closest. So let's focus on getting that out of here. Single tiles need right there. That can go. Single tiles need it right there. That can go. That can go. Let's just kind of shake these guys up so they reevaluate what to do. Let's put this there and there. There and okay, now we need to go up like this. That should be okay. Let's just shake these guys up again. You. And you. Take that out. How are we? 7,000 calories. The only thing is, as I'm kind of doing urgent tasks up here, this isn't urgent though, so I'm hoping other dupes are getting out some buried objects in that. The further I get up, the less concerned I need to be. Oh, got a trapped dupe, because I don't think Lop can dig there. Okay, let's at least make sure you're busy. Oh, you can't dig through that, can you? Okay, let's check everything up to this point. Oh, what about the center area? Okay, we still have a piece to go there. Still have this to be taken out. We still have some shale needed there. And some shale needed there. Let's make this priority task. Okay. Ooh, we're... Okay, we are wanting to move quickly. I almost want to pull the alarm. But I think we're really hope we're okay. Okay, this being less priority, but I'm going to still do this anyways. And we're approaching the night time. Okay, this is good. This gets our vacuum up a little bit higher because it gets dicey right about there. Though we need this done. This is going to be urgent. And so is that destruction. Okay, we need to take this out. Okay, and it's not even nighttime. Though our calories... Okay, we have this. Let's try to make some mush bar. I'm going to leave that as a level 5. And technically that'll kind of force them to be coming up. For the nighttime period. Alos, we'll focus you on digging and Stego too. Mostly just so that we can get them focusing on buried objects all around. 4,000 calories. Eek, eek, eek. Okay, good. Thank you, thank you. So, part of me wants to really focus on this and get this done, but I just don't think... I know that food is so bad. How did we do? Let's inspect it this time. So at least we've got the obsidian facing. Actually, I don't have this on. I know that it fits in the right place because I've seen this go down before. This whole side's going to be fine. But very importantly, we patched up over here. But unlike well, I mean, maybe we'll get it done. But unlike last time, this isn't done. But I think that's okay. Really hope that's okay. But you guys, the dupes, gotta focus on getting food. We are critically low, and I had some starving happening. Okay. And I can't forget about that top left corner. Because it's eventually, even though there's a buffer there, it's eventually going to get hot, right? Did we get far enough up? I mean, we're only short 4 or 5 tiles. $7,000 calories. Can't do anything at the moment. All our geysers are opening up across this asteroid. I'm gonna pause it. Okay, I've got control back. My question is, how long can I get this? Now, the other issue we've got is this guy's opened up, but like, we're gonna live with that till we get calories a little bit higher, until this is done as well. Oh, look at this obsidian tile right here. This one guy here. Climbing. Oh, 12,000. Okay, 12,000 calories. Let's mark this as a 6 then. Tubes coming up. Okay, doing good, doing good. Let's check. Temperature 39.58. I mean, okay, stop. Boom, boom. Okay, not that last one. Not that last one. We may have made it. We may have made it. I was so close last time. Well, there was also the food issue, but food safety. That's not worried about food safety when starving is a very real threat. But yeah, we've got our vacuum. We got red hot temperatures on this side. And just everything the same as before. Below. And we've got some obsidian the whole way along there. Nice. All right. I'm going to take a moment. I've got my natural gas. That could be... Check this guy. This guy's fine. Next priority might be our natural gas geyser. Just covering that up so that we don't have natural gas going everywhere. So make it difficult to explore. And then we've got this guy here. Let's make that a priority 6. Make sure that is, in fact... Yeah, we've got some dirt on the ground. We'll just leave that alone for now. Yeah, I'll consider whether it makes sense now to do natural gas geyser coverage. Well, guys, I think I have finally made it to the point that I think I can play on. From after this asteroid impact, Demolior. Demolior is here. And I'll see if I can survive 100 cycles. I mean, if this stays intact, I'm thinking the chances of that are pretty good, but I'm also on hard mode, and I'm also trying to not break any other achievements like locavore, carnivore, and that as I approach that. Let me just give you a tour of some of the geysers that have popped up. We've got carbon dioxide, we've got a volcano, we've got a polluted water vent, we've got cool chlorine, another volcano, cool salt, that's awesome. We've got chlorine gas, polluted water vent, salt water. We've got cobalt way down here. At the very, very bottom, it appears water, which is polluted water, a lot of polluted water. Minor volcano, cool steam, aluminum, copper, salt water, aluminum volcano. We've got a gold volcano, minor volcano, another volcano, hydrogen, and another volcano. Oh, and iron. My only regret, well, not regret, but disappointment is that hydrogen is up here. if I don't want to break any of the achievements, that includes the super sustainable achievement, I would love to have a hydrogen vent. Though I do know that there is a wetlands radioactive biome, hoping to find a Saturn critter trap. I'm thinking that probably makes a whole lot more sense than trying to get up here and go through this zone. Kind of interesting that the center of this is actually quite cool. We've got some glass. Interesting material. Iridium. I look forward to get my hands on that, but we've got other priorities at the moment. Wow. Okay. Well, then, my thinking is, first of all, we want to double up our micro musher, not because we want any other dupes to use it, but rather it will want to have one loaded so that our chef, I think, Carno, can just go from machine to machine. But this is the priority at the moment. Just want to avoid natural gas from spilling out too much. Just did not have time to cover this. Okay, they're bringing down sedimentary rock, aren't they? Okay, and then let's build that in there. Priority. Boom, that's done. Okay, a little bit of spill of natural gas, but it's not going to be absolutely insane. Okay, 12,000 calories. We've got a cycle or so until the next dupe arrives. Let's check out our stress. Alos, a little bit stressed. See, their morale's not necessarily the issue there. Okay, I'm not terribly concerned. The other thought that I have on my mind is I was able to collect this water. Super nice I was able to get that before this guy fell down. But would like to, and in fact, one of the things that's super nice is I've got a cool slush geyser so close. If you know that might actually be more important to me than the hydrogen vent, though I would definitely still really like the hydrogen vent. So my thinking is one option is to dig this out, but let me just look around to see if there's any other priorities. So I'm going to put a laboratory in here and dig out this zone underneath this guy, just so that this guy will have new space to output their cool liquid. And I'm thinking to myself, how much more difficult is it going to be to get these achievements, given the fact that I spent 10 cycles basically doing no research, not building hardly anything, except for what you can see here. So I guess I'll find out. Okay, so let's move you out of the way. You down here. How's our oxygen situation? Not bad. And another research station down there. Just need the one plugged in. Next dupe will probably be one that focuses on research. We'll get a cot available for them. Digging out in here, that's good. And it's been just about a cycle since impact. Let's have a look. I mean, everything is maintaining. We've got very hot gases over here. Interesting, the dynamic between the hot and the cold over here. Anyways. Maybe I'll open this up just to get natural gas kind of flowing out of here. And I don't have a laboratory just yet. I'm going to let this thing grow. Actually, if I'm going to... Wait a minute. We need to do that. Oh. Oh, we have a laboratory. Look at that. Awesome. Do I start... It's going to be half a cycle until the next dupe arrives. Just wondering whether it makes any sense to start research. Yeah, let's... I mean, we're behind, right? So, and we've got half a cycle where I could do something. And the main thing I want is air. I'm thinking I should go on the same priority as if I were to start, like, kind of fresh. Now, one thing I don't want is to have this huge channel of hydrogen going up like this. So before we get that in, we'll make a hydrogen hood up here. Okay, taking this out, let's just put in, to decide how I'm going to open this. I guess someone's going to have to dig from the top, I suppose. Alright, keep digging, Ellos. Well, someone digs and runs, but I can't. Yeah, we'll go from the top down. So, we'll worry about collecting this later. I mean, we've got plenty of water. I just want to know that I'm able to output liquid. I don't want this guy to be overpressured. That's the main thing. Let's take this little bit of morsel of food, throw it down there. A bit of food here. How are we? 19,000 calories. Okay, okay, okay. How much of that is mush bar? Only 4,000 calories of it, actually. Let's continue then. Ba-dum-bum-bum, ba-dum-bum-bum. Moving a little bit of food and a little bit more. Okay, let's just... I thought about throwing this down there, but there's like food in here and there's stuff growing. I thought we don't need that much space. Let's put shale right there. And I don't think this guy's overpressured at the moment. Dig a path to get in there. Vlop, doing a little bit of research. It's going to be not long until the next dupe. Boom. Thank goodness I was just reviewing the dupes I currently have before I got my science-based dupe, and I realized, oh, that's right, Tyran. I already printed you, and it was nominating you as doing our research. Stego could go through Abyssite, but I'm not going to give them that just because morale isn't that high. Well then, priorities. Research. Vlop, I guess, yeah, that you were... Discourage everyone from doing research. Whoops. Hate how when you... Hold on, I'll do this up, Tyran. Hate when you click in between this. Of course, not doing it now, of course. Whatever. Okay, that being the case, I then need to spend a little bit of time thinking what to do I actually want now that I know that I've got my science-based dupe. I'm thinking someone with ranching skills. But I just need to think a little bit before I press the button. So now we're bringing in Delop with their concentration on ranching, which is nice. They're animal lover. So importantly, we're gonna get them to work towards critter ranching 1. I don't need to give them farming at the moment. Let's check their check the schedule. I'm gonna throw them down here with Carno. Well, you don't really need to set this, but I'm gonna get them to focus on ranching. The path is being created over here, but technically we're not going to be able to get down unless we kind of do this type of thing. Don't want to give the command to dig down just until that wall is created. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm still shaken up that I actually get to this point. But if we are going to research, I can just let Deloff arrive. If we're going to do research on air systems, I guess we'll get a pump together, make a hydrogen hood. I guess that's the priority in my mind. I guess let's do it then. So if there ever is a problem with this playthrough in terms of not being able to get one of the achievements, I'm hoping this is the point I can start off from. So we've done this whole mess, and maybe from this point on, depending on what I do, is going to determine whether or not I can get all these achievements, or at the very least, like I said, get the survive 100 cycles from this point on, so we can get life found away and don't break any ability to get all the achievements. But yeah, so, oh, and the other thing is, Geysers triggered 32. I would have not have said there was 32 here. I guess maybe high 20s, but if I had to guess, I would have said 28, but 32, wow. So what I'm doing, we're gonna get a pump built right here. We'll knock this over afterwards. And that'll be our source of water. Do we ever get this made? See, this guy's currently outputting liquid for the time being, so it's not urgent necessarily. Getting our hydrogen hood installed. Still want to have access area to go up to the top, both here and here. Essentially what I'm doing is trying to avoid hydrogen filling this zone and make it difficult to go up there in the future. Okay, 16,000 calories. Carno's still able to generate that. Let's put a bin right there for dirt. Kind of an awkward location now for the main. Well, not really. Just have to go up here. Let's add in, try not to do too many things, but add in another manual battery. Or just a small battery rather. Okay, can't get down here apparently. And so that was our air systems. Before it goes too long, let's make sure we can get a pump at the top. So as I said, that's where we're going to make... It's going to be a little bit of a difficult thing, just in the sense there's so much carbon dioxide. Almost think just to enable getting down there. I wonder if that's too much work. Because they have to build the pump. That's going to be... I can already see that's a nice to have, but I don't think we have time for that. Going down and, yeah, my thinking was there, if I build it down there, we never have to move the pump again until this whole thing drains out. If I do it down here, we're going to have to rebuild this thing when this it gets lowered. But, yeah, let's give us access to hydrogen a little bit sooner. So this is going to be a water line. Go maybe up. Well, go up like this, I guess. Thinking putting an electrolyzer right there. We'll let this guy continue to run till then, so that we don't run out of oxygen. 17,000 calories. We will put in storage of dirt. Yeah, I think that definitely makes sense. Tyrant on research. Good, so that was the gas pump. I'm thinking maybe basic farming so we can get the algae. Just as an early way to deal with the carbon. Though the carbon dioxide is not very bad. Did we ever get this built? Almost. That guy still has room to output liquid. So things are rolling along. I suppose I could always build the electrolyzer. Plan on putting a door here anyways for nature reserve. Never did any thought. Usually that's the one thing I do early on is I look at some of the wild plants. I'm like, okay, save this for a nature reserve. Take a moment. There's 4 up here. That could easily be part of a nature reserve. It's probably what I'm going to use. There's 4 over here too, but it's kind of further in. 2 up there. So, note to self, don't forget. There's a buried object, isn't there? Let's conserve this area. Oh, bud. Okay, go find food. You can't die. Nobody can die. Alright, so we can deal with the hydrogen if we want. I'm thinking, so we'll have electrolyzer in there soon. We're going to have to put a pump up there. Eventually we'll have hydrogen. We'll need to remove this so there we don't have a dupe working in the hydrogen area. So many options. It's weird being this so far behind. Eventually we're going to be assigning skills, so I've got to up morale. Actually, nature reserve would be a quick way to do that, but so would a great hall. Alright, I'll think about what we're going to do next, research-wise. We decided getting the electric grill might make a lot of sense, so we can cook some of the food that's going to go bad, such as this over here. Put in a pump down there, but as a priority, let's finish this little project. I'm also kind of shaping this just so that hydrogen can kind of centralize right here. In fact, do that too. Another skill, well, several skills. Flop, give you, worried about stress. I mean, this is hard mode, so might wait until we get something to boost morale before I assign any more skills, unfortunately. So this is water. Going up to our electrolyzer, let's switch to that as our oxygen source. Alright, I'll think about what we're going to do with our new tech. So now the plan is to dig out some space for some rooms. We'll put an electric grill right here. Second electrolyzer. Cut the power to this pump up here. Another outhouse. Check the schedule. I don't know if I've been distributing. Yeah, I have. Good. $18,000 calories. Okay, so we just completed, or no, we're just about to start research on a supercomputer. Decided to leave this Aura Grove node and some of the other ones alone. Oh, we haven't, oh yeah, that's right, over here. So this guy is able to emit polluted water, which is nice. I do see a little polluted oxygen, I'm not too worried. But I decided before we seal this off, why don't we put in a pump, pipe, and wiring. Some shale being installed. I see some shale here, so let's open up in this direction. I'm thinking this will be a great haul. And we can cook some of this toasted mimolette. Maybe make that the higher priority thing. In fact, I'll turn off mush bar production for a certain bit. I very much think it's probably... So I'm thinking of power plant down here. Not that I'm necessarily going to put the manual generator in it, but not loving this location because that's going to fill with hydrogen pretty soon. So I'm going to go deal with that. Decided just to throw the manual generator over here. So start digging a path. I think I've got a priority of finding some pacus for food. Now, I see a pacu up here. So worst case, I guess we could go up in this zone to try to grab him. But I'm thinking because I see gold amalgam. Okay, that's not hot obsidian, which is nice. But yeah, we'll go in there. There's this carbon dioxide geyser, but looks like that's sealed up. The other, I got a couple things pulling me away from that. One of which is down here. A little bit worried about the heat that might come from this guy. In fact, this guy's already output some heat, which is nice because we get a bit of gold. Yeah, let's have a closer look. I've got gold, which is 197. I mean, not super ridiculous. If I open this up, I'm not sure if that would actually fully flood that or not. But do I have the time to do said thing? Or do I have the ability to like, is that going to be so much heat that's going to cause a problem and I really have to drop everything and deal with this? I don't know. But anyway, that's on my mind. The other thing that's on my mind, this guy over here, I know we lost 2 wild Rexes. I tried at several points to try to save one or both. Didn't work out. But I see they're cramped. So I don't want to delay too long. But I want to get a path over there. So now I have to hum and haw about this. It'd be nice if that gold volcano would kind of like do itself in, but it's just in such a big area. Ugh. Okay. Gotta think apparently. What's oxygen like down here? Let's make a priority of getting this plugged in then, if it's not too great. That'll improve things down here at least. And let's get rid of that guy then. Oh, what, that's our, yeah, we don't need that storage either, do we? So we're not going to actually ever be able to build this unless, well, we can do that. So let's take this out. Finish research on a manual generator, or sorry, supercomputer. See a little bit of hydrogen in there. Put a door there, just kind of let that vent out. Can maybe don't want to quite do that, but maybe at least do this. Then we can put in our supercomputer right there. Can be plugged in. Just double check that we have light access. Believe so. All right. Usually, I'll set it for now. Next priority would be getting a fire pole for efficiency. We've got this set. Might as well put a wall up finally. Not that I think this is going to overflow anytime soon. And I have to decide, is it now time? I think it may be to head towards here. I think this is going to be one of the highest priorities, is to get Paku started. A little bit worried about oxygen being a little bit low. Yeah, not looking great. So why don't we do this? We'll take a wire out so I can build an electrolyzer along the way. Help with oxygen. Oxygen diffuser, I mean. Alright, so no more toasted millet. When we cook all that stuff, I feel like it's just going to go, oh, we're confined. Crazy critter. Any other of these guys found themselves in trouble? They all look fine. Yeah, so this is what I was kind of worried about. Just to maybe open this up a little bit to make oxygen flow up nicely. Still have our storage for chlorine. That's priority, right? Bleach stone's being picked up. Got our oxygen diffuser in place. So peering in this zone, there's one Paku by themselves. There's some Paku down here. Probably going to get eaten by Jabbo. Unless we are able to get them out. Let's look at the age too. 10 of 5, good. Actually, that's kind of nice. Just curious about these guys. We've got 4 of 25 and 6 of 25. If I can do something about those guys, I will. But at this point, we're just so behind in research and everything. We'll see how that goes. Make a pathway down there. Now, I cannot go through Abyssalite unless I give Alos... Well, Alice doesn't have their skills, or Stego is set to be able to do that. Standard meal. That's right. That's gotta watch that because that's technically temporary. So that was the memo. But we are gonna up their morale. We're gonna make Great Hall over here, and we currently have 8 dupes. I think I'm gonna go up to 8, so we'll get one more. We're 8 dupes gonna be Rapto. They're going to be doing some farming. Well, once we get the locavore achievement anyways. Let's put them in a schedule. How do I have this? Maybe I should start giving some downtime. That would actually also help with morale. Do this, and... You know what? I know that they're going to go on break sometime soon. So you'll go in there. Now, so they're getting their break. They're getting... This is a risk. I'm going to start giving out more skills, knowing that more morale is on the way. Okay, so we want to give you farming. Farming. Abyssalite. This is probably the most important one right now. Field research is also nice. We can advance our research and extra carrying skills. So now this is a diggable area. Let's make a little bridge. It's kind of annoying you're here. I don't know what that's going to be a big deal, but we'll proceed. Right, and if we put in a door here, we'll have a mess hall at least. That'll up the morale somewhat. Waiting for water. We should have, let's check the priorities. Lopo should be on supply, and we'll suspect they'll get there eventually. Stego working on this. So not great breathability. Maybe I will just open this up just a tiny bit more. See a little bit of, I don't know if there, that's oh, this is an area. Oh, I can just do that. What's going on with that? Okay, we do have water. That was provided. Tyron, you should be doing research, you would think. Yeah, there we go. Alright, just want to make sure that dupes have something to do while I explore over here. We are getting way too much hydrogen, so I'm going to try to make a cheap system for storing that, given the fact that research is, well, basically only getting started. Really hoping morale's going to stay high. So many things I want to research all at once. Let's take all the things that consume water. We're going to need to start cooking too, because I guess probably no omelette. If I cut the power from that, does that mean that no water can be added? Wait, let's destroy this. Do some mopping. Do some more mopping. Okay, let's take bottle. This, grab that. Send that up here, and I'm going to be careful to only make hydrogen go in here. Normally, I'd probably bring a heavy wire line in. We just don't have time. And I'll probably, this is probably not going to be a long-lived thing, I'm thinking. Oxygen, it's annoying. Actually, the water will push it up and out. Someone open. Okay, that's nice. Let's not seal this off without powering that up, or at least having a wire connected. Let's make mush bar. How are we doing over here? Stego, working on that. Okay, that is still technically fine. Oh, right. Did anyone... I built a path down here. I decided I am too worried. After all, hoping this isn't silly waste of time, but we're going to do this. Socializing. Okay, so we've got our water there. Let's make sure we've got just hydrogen. Okay. Seal that like that. And let's test this out. Would love to have automation in here. Okay, it was meant to be like this. Not that that's going anywhere at the moment. Nearly over here, though technically we'll need more research to be able to actually do anything with that, but at least we've got a path there. If that's the case, maybe we should try to save this guy. What age is this? 72, yeah. Carbon dioxide based area. Actually, oddly, might be... We'll do some mopping up in here. Oddly, it might be better to go from here than from in there. Oh, don't let this run by itself for too long. We don't want to get non-hydrogen, so that's going to kind of improve things, just in the sense of taking some of that up. The disadvantage of this means that any hydrogen I burn is going to be double burned, or double pumped, rather, but we don't want hydrogen to flood the base, so I think I can live with that fact. I also feel like we're going to need to extend this hood down a little bit. Maybe do this type of thing like that. We'll seal this off. Oh, I don't have anything for mesh tiling at the moment. There's so many things I don't have that I'd like to have. Maybe we'll do this for now. Still, well, now in particular, since I've caused this the bump down, still don't like that location. For manual generator, that is. Okay, now going into here, I want to try to minimize brine melting coming back in the base. Maybe we'll kind of do this type of thing. There's some bleach stone I'd rather not fight with. Maybe do that. We don't have a door, so we'll probably have some critters leaving, but I don't think that's gonna matter. In fact, let's make sure we can actually get in here, because these guys are gonna output bleach stone like. I could seal them back up. My main purpose of being here is just to make this room bigger. Do we ever do anything here? Don't know if that's technically overpressured. I don't think so. This might be a whole lot of not needed work, but maybe we ought to just be safe. It's probably going to up stress a little bit, certainly. Getting that so low oxygen and soaking wet. So that's where our goal is. Wouldn't mind. If these guys happen to lay an egg, I guess that'd be one way to easily get in there. We'll approach. So we've got options at least. In the future. But maybe not go in just yet. Taking in some hydrogen just to make sure that we're not flooding the base. Oh. And let's reconnect that. Alright, looks like everyone found a table here. And we've got a ladder going across here. Might as well mop that up for later on. So this is going to be very experimental for me anyways, working with Bakus. Should be fun. Let's do this. Tubes over here as well. Bit of water, might as well mop that up. It all comes down to research. Full bladder. Tyran, you really need to be researching like crazy for us. watch this. That still seems to be fine. Just to be safe, let's do this. I can't be stretching myself with doing random stuff. We've got to really focus. Research is way behind. I'm doing the fire pole. I don't know that actually, given where we are, makes sense. Am I doing fire pole research? Yeah. We're struggling to keep the lights on. Feel like that. Maybe we'll make a floor here so we can start our power plant. Get that together. That would help us out quite a bit so that we could get off the manual generator. Probably should have done that before fire pole research, but since I'm almost done, do that. And now that I think about it, advanced power regulation. Since we have it, fire pole. Oxygen's looking good. Got lots of hydrogen. Struggling to keep the lights on. We're so low in calories. That's a 6. I feel like another manual yeah, let's put a manual generator right down here. We'd install some more batteries if it weren't for the fact that we're going to have a jumbo battery research almost done. No, let's get you on grilling because we need to cook. Just realizing too, I'm wondering if I should have gotten another dupe that can cook. Because I don't know that it can keep up until I get the local achievement, which is probably going to be cycle 32. Or somewhere's around there. Check that out quick, and I'll think about where to go from here. I'm almost thinking about getting another dupe close to halfway that can cook. That's going to take me up to 9 now, which I didn't want. Let's get this built first. Get our jumbo battery made. Let's check on Carno. Where are you? Oh, you're making... Okay, I mean, yeah. You've got stuff in there, make it. Can take this out. Take that out. Another manual generator. Just avoid the dupes. Just think, I just have a quick think about where I might want those actually. Just because I'm going to put the power plant in here. We'll put our manual generators, jumbo batteries sitting right there. I mean, this could be completely wasted effort, but just an abundance of caution. Has this warmed up? Okay, actually, no. Remind myself that we've got gold, 2 tons of it. And, 97 degrees. Currently, I mean, dropping quick. But that's something I could use. Okay. Let's make sure I don't forget that, because that could be very useful. For metal, for decorating. So, got a jumbo battery on base. Okay, so this is at least going to stop them from going back and forth. I'll take a moment here, but the manual or the hydrogen generator, getting that in is going to be super awesome when we get that, because we've got lots of hydrogen. I think I can wait before I pump that back in anymore. But yeah, that's the next big thing. I think that's where I'll probably end for today once I've got that in place, maybe. Just while I'm waiting for research to finish on the hydrogen generator, I've noticed that there is lots of waterweed. We got some here. We've got a lot down here. Some more over here. And a lot over here. That's super interesting. So I think I'm going to aim to drain this area out so that the waterweed can grow. Aloe's currently on that. I'm just curious if there's any skills give out. Not just yet. Oh. Alright, decision to make. Do we take in another dupe? And if I am, it's going to be a dupe that can cook well. I'd rather not. But can I afford not to? Given the fact that we're pretty much living off of the micro musher for the time being. So I think this is the point where I'm going to call it for today. I've got some thinking to do about the forgotten printing pod. Calories are low, but I really don't want another dupe. However, this is what I'm thinking of doing, and you can come back in the next episode to see what I actually do. I'm thinking of getting a bionic dupe. We'll see about finishing our research for the advanced power regulation, and then we probably, if we're going to have a normal or a bionic dupe, I'll do sanitization pharmacology. Let's look at Dolof, which is getting there with the ability to get critter ranching 1. So probably after that, and setting up a spot for a single bionic dupe, we'll just start with 1. I doubt we'll go with 2 or 3 until I get to the bottom, find a Saturn critter trap. Though that might be the first task for this bionic dupe, because what I can do, can put some sort of door here and say bionic dupe only. They can go and explore this very cool world, which seems very mysterious with all these little geysers around. Very excited to get down there. But there's also going to be a lot of useful resources. So yeah, there's that. And then, to take advantage of the ranching skill, when that comes out, after that's set up, research ranching right away. It's probably going to take everything I have to get me to do that, because every part of me will want to do sound amplifiers and advanced automation, but I think attending to this critter or some of these other critters first would be good. Anyway, that's just what I'm thinking now, but primarily I've made it. I've made it here. Demolior sitting on top of this base, and I'm just planning below as if it's not even there. Don't even care. So awesome. I can't believe I finally made it to this place where instead of starting again and seeing what I can do to block this guy off, we can go on. Now, what other mysteries lie down here? Well, we'll all have to find out. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.